Overnight, on February 28th, the United States and Israel launched one of the largest coordinated military strikes in the modern history of the Middle East.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran.
The operation, codenamed Operation Epic Fury, struck military installations, command centers, and senior leadership across Iran. By the end of the first day, Iran's supreme leader was dead. 3 American service members have been killed. Iran has retaliated. Oil prices are rising. Congress is in crisis. This is what happened, why it happened, and what it means for you. US B-2 stealth bombers and Israeli fighter aircraft struck over 1,000 targets in the first 24 hours, hitting ballistic missile facilities, naval headquarters, IRGC command centers, and leadership compounds in Tehran. Among those killed, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, who had governed Iran since 1989. Iranian state TV delivered the news in tears. Iran declared 40 days of national mourning and formed an emergency leadership council. But it did not stand down. Tehran launched retaliatory strikes on 27 U.S. military bases across Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Iraq, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia. At least 200 people have been confirmed dead in Iran. Casualties across the region continue to rise. The Pentagon confirmed 3 U.S. service members killed and 5 seriously wounded. Trump said more casualties were likely. The United States and Iran have been in sustained hostility for nearly half a century. It begins in 1979, when Iranian students stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran and held 52 Americans hostage for 444 days. Diplomatic relations were severed that year and have never been restored. In the decades that followed, Iran built a network of proxy forces across the Middle East: Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, and Shia militias in Iraq. The Pentagon estimates these groups were responsible for over 600 American troop deaths in Iraq alone. In 2015, the Obama administration negotiated the Iran nuclear deal.
And Iran's nuclear program will be under severe limits for many years.
In 2018, Trump withdrew from it.
Therefore, I am announcing today that the United States will withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal.
Iran responded by accelerating its nuclear program. In 2020, Trump ordered the assassination of General Qasem Soleimani. Iran retaliated with missile strikes on U.S. bases in Iraq. Each escalation left both countries closer to war. By late 2025, 2 events pushed things over the edge. In June 2025, the U.S. struck Iran's nuclear facilities. Iran called it an act of war. Then, starting in December 2025, mass protests erupted across Iran, the largest since 1979. The government cracked down violently. Khamenei ordered the security response personally. Trump told Iranian protesters that help was on the way. At his February 24th State of the Union, he accused Iran of reviving its nuclear weapons program and warned of consequences. 2 days later, Operation Epic Fury began. In an 8-minute address at 2:30 a.m., Trump framed Operation Epic Fury as both a security necessity and a moral obligation, citing Iran's hostage-taking, its proxy forces, its crackdown on protesters, and its alleged nuclear weapons program. But he never sought congressional authorization. He notified the Gang of 8, top bipartisan congressional leaders, shortly before the strikes began. Critics argue notification is not the same as authorization. The 1973 War Powers Resolution requires the president to notify Congress within 48 hours and withdraw forces within 60 days without congressional approval. Democrats and a handful of Republicans, including Rand Paul and Thomas Massie, called the strikes unconstitutional. A war powers vote is now being forced in both chambers. Even if it passes, Trump can veto it. And a 2/3 override is nearly impossible. but every member of Congress will go on record.